News 25 is brought to you by News and programming is sponsored by Desert View Hospital, providing emergency medical care around the clock at 360 South Lola Lane. Learn more at desertviewhospital.com. Physicians are not employees or agents of this hospital. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-990 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson. News 25 is also brought to you by Matthew Ursua, Pahrump Paradise, helping America settle the West again at homeandpahrump.com. Now with Nevada Realty.
Tonight, a suspect is killed at the Nevada National Security Site.
And Nye Communities Coalition to hold their quarterly job fair. News 25 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell and Unette Gentry. News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
A police-involved shooting is under investigation. It's Tuesday, January 29th. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Unette Gentry.
The motive behind why a person breached the security gate at the Nevada National Security Site is now in the hands of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. The individual was shot and killed after he refused commands by officers and then approached them with an unidentified object in his hand. Officials have declined to give any further information at this time. The FBI is investigating an officer-involved shooting that occurred last night approximately 5:18 in the evening. According to the report, an unidentified male failed to stop at the Nevada National Security Site gate in Mercury, Nevada. Both the Nevada National Security Site Security Protective Force officers and Nye County Sheriff's Office officers took up pursuit. After driving approximately 8 miles past the security gate, the individual then came to a stop, exited his car, and according to the report, approached the officers with a cylindrical object in his hand. The suspect refused to adhere to verbal commands from all the officers on scene. When the suspect approached the officers, he was fired upon by both divisions of law enforcement. The suspect died at the scene. There were no injuries reported to Protective Force or Nye County officers as a result of the engagement. The name of the individual has not been released at this time.
Millions of Americans will be trying to stay inside and keep warm as a deep freeze hits the U.S., bringing well below zero temperatures from Canada to the Midwest, traveling to the east, and even hitting some southern states. Chicago is bracing for temperatures of 70 below zero. Those extreme temperatures are very dangerous. Even a few minutes in that kind of weather can have dire consequences. Unfortunately, 3 deaths so far have been attributed to the weather, and the worst is yet to come. Temperatures will plunge to 20 to 40 degrees below zero between today and Thursday in the upper Midwest and Great Lakes. More than 83 million Americans will suffer sub-zero temperatures sometime between Wednesday and Monday. Wind chills will plummet to 30 to 60 degrees below zero this week in parts of the Northern Plains and Great Lakes region. More than 1,600 flights have been canceled, including more than 760 in and out of the Chicago airports. A state of emergency has been declared in Chicago and Wisconsin.
Dwight Lilly, who is a member of the Private Well Owners Association here in Pahrump, invites interested parties to attend their next meeting.
The private well owners on February the 2nd will have their monthly meeting at 10 a.m. at the Pahrump Museum. The annual elections will take place at that meeting, and also an ongoing public education program will be discussing the proper maintenance of septic systems. So anybody out here that has a septic system, you might want to come to that, because you are responsible for maintaining your septic system. If you don't maintain your septic system properly, then you can threaten not only your own health, but the neighbor's properties next to you. And that ties into another issue that's come up. It's been brought up at this commission before and at the Water District, and that has to do with the town of Belmont and evidently wildcat well drilling that has taken place up in that area. Wells drilled on 1/10 of an acre lot with septic systems, and this is something that the private well owners will try to address through the county here and the water district, when the next have a water district meeting, but the health and welfare of the public has to be at our highest concern as a society. And so if there were mistakes made, we're all human, then it needs to be rectified. If people broke the law, I know Deborah up here, Commissioner Strickland, they have a well drilling company and they have to obey the law, they have to follow all the regulations of the state, and to have somebody going around and completely wildcatting is just not proper and should be rectified, and the person should be, if found guilty. As Pahrump continues to grow, I believe we need, as a town, to have a town hall, regular town meetings, possibly attended to or overseen by the now county commissioners, so we can address the urban and rural nature of our county and decide which direction we want to go into the future. John Morris, a couple of years ago, came out in the paper and says, well, he'd like to form a city on the south end. Now, it could be a city along a corridor, but that is not Pahrump. Pahrump is a whole in itself. It's a township. It's integrated with urban and rural. What we really need to be looking at from a community-wide perspective is how we're going to face the future.
The latest on the FBI investigation into the 1 October mass shooting when News 25 returns.
You're watching KPVM News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Welcome back to News 25. The FBI has finished their investigation into the Las Vegas 1 October mass shooting that devastated thousands of lives. The investigators say that there is no clear motive as to why gunman Stephen Paddock opened fire into a crowd of 44,000 people at the Route 91 Harvest Festival in October 2017. The shooting from the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino took the lives of 58 people and injured more than 500 others. Investigators say that Paddock acted alone, committing the deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history, and that his attack was neither directed, inspired, nor enabled by ideologically motivated persons or groups. Following a 12-month investigation, there is no single or clear motivating factor. The FBI says that Paddock's actions were inspired by obtaining a certain degree of infamy via a mass casualty attack. The FBI's final conclusions matched those from investigators with the Las Vegas Metro Police Department.
Well, bracing for the bitter cold to bracing for another possible government shutdown. Angela Miles reports that and more in today's Business First Brief.
Topping our news, bundle up. The bitterly cold weather is predicted to grip 75% of the nation today. Hang in there. Natural gas futures fell dramatically Monday as forecasters now predict the brutal cold snap will move on, making way for warmer weather that is above normal during the first part of February. The threat of another government shutdown is still on the table, according to President Trump. The president tells the Wall Street Journal the chance is less than 50-50 that a deal will be reached by February 15th that includes funding to build a wall on the Mexican border. Big business owners are not investing or hiring as much as thought just because of lower taxes. The National Association of Business Economics reveals a study showing 84% did not change plans, even as the corporate rate was reduced from 35% to 21%.
Thanks, Angela. Well, a man who jumped over a fence at Valley Electric threatened to kill the security guard, according to police.
Brad Selbach has been arrested for battery ×2, provoking assault, and trespassing at the location of Valley Electric Association, located at 300 East Highway 372. According to the declaration of arrest, deputies were dispatched on January 8th in reference to an altercation that had occurred between the security guard and a trespasser who had breached the security fence. Upon arrival, they saw two people on the ground. One was Brad Selbach and the other a security guard with Valley Electric. The security guard said that Selbach had jumped over the exterior fence leading into the restricted area of Valley Electric. The guard confronted the individual who was on top of the barbed wire. Selbach allegedly jumped the fence and threatened the security guard. At this time, the security guard deployed his baton and OC spray. That is when police say a physical altercation ensued. Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies took Brad Selbach into custody and transported him to the Nye County Sheriff's Office Detention Center.
All right, stay tuned to News 25. We'll be right back with much more local news.
News 25 is brought to you by Bill and Robin Law, injury attorneys. Injured, need money? Get Bill and Robin, your local Pahrump injury attorneys.
Mike Floyd from Greenlight Production spoke to county commissioners during public comment about their local marijuana facility who was not chosen by the state to be Pahrump's second dispensary. Instead, another company from Vegas was given the nod to move forward.
The licenses that were issued last January by the state, we understood they were in error. Everybody in Nye County who read that advertisement that I've talked to understood that that meant for counties that did not already have existing marijuana companies. So we didn't apply. Somehow these guys applied and they got licensing in Nye, which you guys brought up like 4 meetings ago. Didn't seem right. And our issue is not that we don't want these people to get a license. That's fine with us, but we want an opportunity to get a license also. And just so you go back all the way to 2014, statewide, I believe everyone who applied for a cultivation and production license who met the minimum standards with the state was issued a license. So it's not like these production licenses they shouldn't even be competitive. They should go with a cultivation. It should be one license, really, because you need that license to fully be able to sell your product. So I just want you guys to be aware and try to convince you to help us somehow, talking with the state taxation department, and we need to be able to apply.
Have you been talking to anybody in the legislature?
Well, I have talked to legislatures, that the new one, Hafen, and we talked to Oshkosh last year, and state taxation department, and since they've taken this over, it's really been different.
Yeah.
For our industry, we really had a good relationship with the Health and Human Services Department, and now it's just totally different. So.
And I believe
they can't really go to state taxation. I mean, we've complained, but we're just one little guy in Pahrump, so I don't think we really care too much.
I just want to assure you that we are aware of it, and it has been brought up at the state level.
Okay.
And I believe even as recently as maybe the State of the State address, Sisolak mentioned some plans that he had for the future, some things that he was thinking about in this arena. They may or may not be because of this issue.
Okay, good.
But at least everybody's got their mind on it, and we'll be able to move some stuff through between February and June.
Yeah.
It'll take a while.
Okay.
But I'm sure there's some stuff coming forward.
Well, are you looking for a job? Or maybe you're a business that's hiring. Nye Communities Coalition is inviting you to get involved in next week's job fair.
Our next up-and-coming job fair will be held February the 8th at 9 to noon at the Coalition office, which is 1020 East Wilson Road here in Pahrump, Nevada. So if you're interested in looking for a new career or changing your path, we have all the resources on campus for this, and it'll start at 9 a.m. like I stated to noon, and there will be a lot of employers here from around the valley, not only from Pahrump, but from Clark County also. So go ahead and come on out and visit us and join us that day and enjoy a day of conversation, meet employers within the community.
You can get a resume done at Nye Communities Coalition. You guys can help people get those together, right?
Correct. We have a full staff there ready and available to assist you with all your needs. And if you need clothing for the interviews, on-the-spot interviews that will be conducted that day, please feel free to join us prior to the job fair opening and visit our campus and see what's going on.
Are you still looking for employers to get involved?
Yes, we are. And if you're an employer and you're looking to bring out the best in your company, come on out and join us. We are at 1020 East Wilson Road here in Pahrump, Nevada. You can contact us at 775-727-9970. Just ask for myself, Ramona, at extension 218, or any of our staff members in the coalition office will be able to assist you.
Is there any jobs that are really standing out, or employees that will be there that people can, find out about?
Yes, there is. We just got word that Starbucks, the new store that will be opening here on Highway 160, I believe, will be there taking applications that day, and they will have a full team, and they are willing to take on the spot job interviews plus applications at that time, so they're looking to hire.
And you should be prepared to fill out applications, bring your resume, dress appropriately, and do these interviews right then on February 8th, right?
Correct. So please do so, because it's only for your benefit, and it benefits the community, for our employers, and it puts people to work.
Even though it's 9 to noon, it's a good idea to arrive a little bit earlier, right?
Correct. We'll be taking early applications. You can start lining up at 8:30 in the morning, because the employers will not be there until 9 a.m., but the early bird catches the worm, so come on by early and enjoy the atmosphere, and hopefully you'll land that job.
What's the address again?
1020 East Wilson Road here in Pahrump, Nevada.
Right there in the event center, right?
Correct, at the Nye Community Coalition Activity Center, better known as the NAC.
All right, well, here's Veronica reporting this week's student news from Pahrump Valley High School.
Hi, I'm Veronica De La Rosa, and this is your student news. Student athletes, National Signing Day will be here next Wednesday, February 6th, in the auditorium at the high school, beginning at 7:15 a.m. Good luck! Do you have a passion for singing? A new club is forming here at the Pahrump Valley High School. The Children Troubadours will be performing all around town. To audition and find out more, contact Mr. Aroni. The audition is February 1st at 2:30 p.m. in the auditorium. March 19th will be ACT testing here at the high school. Students, be sure to get lots of rest and prepare for the big day. Pahrump Valley High School varsity wrestling team will be going to regionals February 1st and 2nd. Let's cheer on our team. This has been Veronica De La Rosa with your student news.
All right, now it's time to take a look outside at our current conditions through our weather cam. Look at that, more and more sunshine every day. It's a beautiful, picturesque day, but we do see scattered clouds. And is there rain in the forecast? Michael Donahue will tell us after this break.
You're watching KPVM News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Hello and welcome back to News 25. I'm Michael Donahue with today's highs. In Pahrump and Amargosa at 67 degrees, 76 in Death Valley, 65 in Beatty, 52 in Goldfield, 50 in Tonopah, and 53 and 54 in Fallon and Fernley. For tonight, 52 degrees in Pahrump, 41 in Amargosa, 51 in Death Valley, 37 in Beatty, 28 in Goldfield, 27 in Tonopah, 25 in Fallon, and 28 in Fernley. Tonight in Pahrump, partly cloudy skies, a low of 42 degrees, our average is 33. Sunset at 5:07 p.m. Winds out of the east at 6 miles per hour with 8 mile per hour gusts, and our humidity at 47%. For tomorrow, once again with those partly cloudy skies, a high of 65, a low of 44. Sunrise at 6:46 a.m. Winds out of the south-southwest at 6 miles per hour, gusts up to 8, and 34% for our humidity. Looking into our 7-day, hasn't really changed much since yesterday. We're still looking all clouds all down the board, with some chances of rain further away. We'll get percentages as they come near. And the pattern our temperatures have been seeing have not really changed since yesterday. For the end of this week, we're still going to be in those low 60s, just between 61 and 65 degrees. And throughout the weekend and the beginning of next week, we're going to jump off down to those low 50s, between 51 and 56. Now, overnights are seeing the same pattern. The end of this week, we're mainly going to be in those low 40s, between 42 and 45. We're going to get to 50 on Friday, however. And then through the weekend and the beginning of next week, we're going to jump down to those high 30s, between 36 and 39 degrees. So with that, we're going to throw it back to the desk with Deanna and Unette.
Well, we're showing some rain here in Pahrump. I saw the National
yes.
Weather Service said light rain on Saturday.
Very light, but there are clouds in the forecast every single day. Noticeably, though, it'll clear up for Super Bowl Sunday.
Super Bowl Sunday,
yeah.
They were saying in Atlanta they expected it to be very cold, but it's going to clear up too.
Of
just
course,
for
but
the
there's
clouds
always
will part.
sketchy weather in Atlanta. Beautiful city, but the weather is not that dependable. Not as much as it is here.
I mean, we're just have all of our prayers out there for everybody over in the mid west.
Definitely.
I mean, mid east.
Yes. The whole eastern
Mid-East.
seaboard, bracing for that storm. And I know some federal facilities will be closed tomorrow. I actually made a call today, and they said that their call center will be closed due to inclement weather.
Yeah,
so, yes.
definitely stay inside, and our hearts and prayers are going out to everybody over there. Yes. Well, that's going to wrap up this edition of News 25. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Unette Gentry. And from all of us here at KPVM and Ace Country Radio, thanks so much for joining us tonight, and we will see you again tomorrow.
Good night.
Good night.